Hey guys, get ready with me for bad while I tell you about my realities of being an Ivy League student, specifically at the University of Pennsylvania, and my perspective of being a student athlete. First of all, I have only been there for a semester, but honestly, I feel like culture shock is the best way that you learn about an environment, so I'm just gonna give you my takes on what I've experienced thus far. Hustle culture is something that is the most amazing thing that I've seen in any place ever. Honestly, you would have thought that getting into the institution wasn't an accomplishment enough. It's always the next best thing. Whether that's networking, internships, getting recruited, clubs, all that stuff, it's always the next thing. Going along with that, Penn is the biggest work hard, play hard environment I have ever been in. We go out the same amount as all my other friends that go to SEC, ACC schools, but it's just as hard to get into stuff as it is to get into the library the next morning. Also, Penn is a very notoriously stressful environment. However, I will say that people don't really talk about being stressed. They don't spend their time worrying about the things that they need to get done. It's getting done. No one ever shows their stress. They're literally just doing it. They'll be I have so much to do, but they're actively getting it done. I also feel like I have met the most intellectual people ever. I feel like my subject of conversation and my vernacular has increased literally by being in the environment the past 4 months. Penn also has such a diverse community. I feel like you learn so many things about different cultures, different families, different social economic statuses, so many things. That being said, you will also meet the richest people that you will ever meet at any Ivy League. So you literally have no idea who you're talking to because they're also the most humble people. So some people are just super kind and you just have to be nice to whoever because you genuinely have no idea who you're talking to. I would say there is a lot of athletic isolation. I think people look down upon athletes a lot. Personally, I am ashamed to be an athlete when I'm outside of my field, locker room, stadium, whatever. I think a lot of regular Ivy students only pay attention to our physical talents and not the fact that we did have to have an academic standard to get into the school. But nonetheless, we all have different priorities, but I feel like everyone has that same level of discipline and dedication to whatever they're doing. I will say that Penn is very business and finance focused. If you're like me and you have no idea what you want to do, or you're in the science medicine field, you are kind of the minority. It can be a little bit suffocating when all you hear is Wharton. No one talks about the college, no one talks about engineering, nursing, whatever. There are always so many guest lectures, so many CEOs, CFOs, kids of CEOs all over the place. It's honestly beyond my mental capacity, but I think it's amazing. It just can be a little suffocating when you're not in that group. But yeah, if you are a senior and you apply to an Ivy League or you're going through a recruitment process for a sport, an Ivy League is amazing.